American West is a terrible place in time. Everything out here that's not you wants to kill you. Angry drunk people, hungry animals, outlaws. Oh, the doctor.
I couldn't save her.
She had a splinter, Doc. What the hell were you supposed to do?
Yeah, hibbity hobbity there, partner. Let's not keep you waiting there, partner. Let's go ahead and get here with this here reviewing movie.
All right,
Martin. 8 million ways to die. What? God damn it!
No. Only 1 million.
Okay, 1 million. That's not increasing.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, it's enough.
The last thing we need to do is add on to ways to die in the
That
West.
is right. 1 million. 1 million ways to die in the West, people, is what Seth MacFarlane says. Now, Seth MacFarlane, he's directed a big hit, Ted, but with this one, not only is he directing, producing, and writing like he did with his last feature, but he said, you know what? Shit,
I'm doing all this work.
Wait a minute.
Let me step in front of the camera and take some credit.
Yeah.
I'm a star in this one.
Martin, he said, God damn it, I'm Seth MacFarlane.
Yep.
I need to be a star.
I brought Cosmos back to TV. Come on now.
If you can bring Cosmos to Fox, then you can do anything.
I'm best friends with Captain Picard.
All right. Enough kissing his ass right here. Tell people.
Well, this is just, we're looking at like the mentality of what made him go like, I can do this.
Yeah, and a lot of people said, well, shit, the guy does every fucking voice in Family Guy.
Yeah.
He hosted the Oscars. And a lot of people have said like he's one of the smartest people in TV out there. So he said, why not? Why not go out and make myself a leading man? Now, in this movie right here, Martin, Seth MacFarlane, he plays old punk ass sheep farmer, right?
Right.
And he breaks up with his girlfriend.
She breaks up with him.
Oh, that's right. That's an important thing.
It's important.
She said, you ain't nothing but some old punk ass sheep farmer. You can't even raise fucking cattle. That's how sorry your ass is. And so she breaks up with him. Now, it just so happens that my man's in luck. In comes Charlize Theron. Hotter, if you ask me.
Hell yeah. Amanda Seyfried, she's a cute girl, but next to Charlize Theron.
But he says, you know what? This is the girl for me right here. This is so good. What could actually go wrong?
I know. She's a perfect girl. Except for being married to the toughest, meanest killer in the West.
To the biggest dickhead in the West. Kill people just for looking at him.
And on top of being all that, he's Liam Neeson.
And he's Liam Neeson. Liam Neeson will whoop your ass in a minute.
The nice Liam Neeson will whoop your ass.
That is true. Liam Neeson on a nice day will say, excuse me, Pat. I'm sorry. I knew you were going to say something to piss me off. I'm sorry. But here, this is the mean Liam Neeson.
Yeah.
The one to slap the fuck out of you and ask why you got it afterwards.
Right.
Now, he says, I'm surely going to die, but it's okay because everything else in the West wants to kill me, Martin.
Yeah.
Hey, 1 million ways to die in the West, yes. Martin. Ain't called that for no reason.
No. The whole first half of this movie is all about pointing out how much the old West sucked. And how all the different ways you could die from. And he brings on a list. Not quite 1 million, but it's a pretty long list of things.
Well, it's only a 2-hour movie, which is too fucking long in the first place.
Only a comedy should not be 2 hours unless it's epic or good.
People, let me just cut to it right here. This is fucking childish. This is childish, this movie right here. I'm sorry, I know. I'm a Seth MacFarlane fan. I love Seth MacFarlane. I'm talking about Family Guy all the time. Family Guy. And what's that other show he got? American Dad. Yeah, I love it so much I can't even remember the name of the show.
Yeah, American Dad, his contribution to Robot Chicken. He's done some wonderful things. The Cleveland show,
well, that shit is gone anyway.
Yeah,
but
and that show Dads, that was like a big misstep.
And that was kind of the first signal.
Yeah.
Maybe you need to stay with cartoons because this live action shit you do. I wasn't even the biggest fan of Ted. I just kind of went along with it because everybody else was saying.
That's weird because I felt like I was so that way, but I was the only one going like, Ted's good-ish. I feel like everybody else was like, man, Ted was awesome. What's wrong with you? And I was like, okay, you guys are right. It's awesome.
That's what I did. I was saying...
Okay, you jumped ahead of me. You just right from the bat said like, no, Ted's good.
And I backed off. I just shut the fuck up about Ted because everybody was talking about how Ted was good. I said maybe a couple of times, I don't really care for Ted. And I got told shut the fuck up every time. So I just gave up and said...
did that, yeah.
I don't say shit about that teddy bear no more.
Yeah.
I have so much admiration for Seth MacFarlane's intelligence. I believe he's a smart guy. He's the kind of guy that you just want to... You want to pull him out the classroom, and you want to tell him, Seth, what you doing, man? You better than this. You smarter. I would expect this much out of that Wayans boy in there.
Oh yeah,
but not you.
Well, you know, the Wayans boy has slipped to a new low. So this is above something he would do, but it's peppered with a lot of that. You know what? It's a lot like the jokes on Family Guy. Like, even if you're a fan of Family Guy, you know there's a plenty of jokes they throw in there that are just childish, that throwaways. You're like, let's move on to the next one. But it moves so quickly that they get to the next funny joke before you have a chance to really groan at the last one.
Yeah.
This is like a collection of all those lesser jokes. The ones you like,
Well, see, man, my thing in a movie, I would give a movie a 2 fart limit. A two, and you know, I'm being, that's me being Liam Neeson on the nice day.
I know. And this blew that out. No pun intended.
It has not 1, not 2, but 3 fart jokes within the first 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Within the first 30 fucking minutes of the movie. You better than this, man. And a lot of people jumping on Seth MacFarlane, because I read quite a few things. A lot of people out there talking about, you know, Seth MacFarlane just had to put himself in the leading role. Just had to put himself in front of the camera. He's stepping over everybody now. You about half right. They're about half right with that, Martin.
I thought he was okay.
I didn't think he was bad.
I didn't think he was bad at all.
When I say half that, I think that if this had been another director, he would have been better.
Okay.
But because it's Seth MacFarlane directing himself, can't nobody say cut. And there are certain points where, like his direction, and a lot of you're gonna see this now because I said this about Ted. Like his direction, some things he either doesn't know when to stop or he doesn't know how to end it. His direction here is sloppy.
Yeah.
There are so many jokes in here where, you know what, that was worth a chuckle or two if you just knew when to fucking stop it or end it with a proper punchline or punctuate it better.
Or, hey, you got off a joke that actually made me chuckle almost to a laugh. Don't run it. Don't repeat it. Don't repeat it 3 times in a row. Because now I don't even remember that it was funny the first time.
Yeah. I mean, there are certain things that he's doing where it's the equivalent of him mugging.
Yeah.
There's shit where you know people on the crew where they were just like, somebody gonna tell this motherfucker to stop. You gonna do it? I'm not directing this movie. You like your job? Right. Shut up and let him keep going, man.
That's true. Like when he's the star and the director and the producer, there's nobody to go and complain to.
No, you know people want to shit. You know somebody got mad. You know somebody like, man, enough of this shit. Somebody like,
don't do it.
Don't do it, man. I can't let you do this. Yeah.
Look, the guy's a genius. His movies make money. What can we say? Just let him go.
Shit, he said he's paying your check, man. Just calm the fuck down. Yeah. All right, you getting paid. I wasn't getting paid for this. I ain't on his payroll.
It's true.
When you working within 30 minutes, that's fine because Family Guy, like you said, chop, 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 and it's done. When this shit is not only an hour and a half, but 2 hours.
2 hours.
2 hours of shit of jokes that are running to the ground. Jokes that are running to the ground, Martin.
Yeah.
They put it in the trailer. So I'm just going to say this. This is a spoiler alert right here. If some people don't want to hear it, then jump ahead about a minute. The biggest highlight of this movie is from another fucking movie. It's not even this movie. The biggest highlight of this movie.
Is that in the trailer?
Yeah, it's in the trailer.
Oh, they shouldn't. Because that was like, that was the biggest highlight. It was a complete surprise to me. At a point of the movie when I was like, I think I'm going that territory where I'm starting to write this movie off. And that was one of those big like,
yeah. Well, let me tell people where it is.
Okay.
It's Doc Brown. Doc Brown from Back to the Future makes an appearance from the third Back to the Future movie.
Yeah.
And at first I was like, man, now that's clever right there.
Yeah.
And then again, didn't know how to end that shit.
True.
There's at the end, you want to know how that joke ends? Christopher Lloyd actually looks at the camera and says, "Great Scott." Any other director would have known that, you know what? You make that line as clever as you can be. That's the point where Seth MacFarlane should have been riding off, and he heard it back in the barn.
Yeah.
You know, "Great Scott," and everybody was like, "Oh shit, that's the line I've been waiting on too." But no, you were so obvious with your humor that you have to actually have him look at the camera and do that shit. The movie works when Seth MacFarlane is actually being that hipster asshole.
Uh-huh.
You know, complaining about everything.
Yeah.
You know how we do, like, man, today things aren't like they used to be, or man, I wish I lived back in this other time period. And Seth MacFarlane's that asshole right now.
Sure.
When they're actually going through and making jokes about the West, then that's when it's funny. But when he decides to drop the cleverness and make a bunch of juvenile sex jokes and fart jokes, that's when I get pissed off, man, because I know he can do better.
But it's interwoven in there. Yeah, it starts out like it's going to be the new Blazing Saddles. But it seems to come a point, and this is early, this point, where it's like, well, I can't be thinking of like clever Mel Brooks stuff all the time. I got to go to the fart jokes. We'll put them in there now. Maybe we'll take them out later. And then halfway through, I noticed this, like halfway through, it just stopped making jokes. It just became about whatever the story was, him and Charlize Theron. And it was nice, the whole thing with them, but it was just kind of okay. Like that part, I was like, okay, it's like, it's not that funny, but it's not really juvenile.
Well, you know what?
So it's kind of all right.
Yeah. And that's the thing about the somebody like Charlize Theron coming in, because she's natural, man.
Yeah.
She is in the middle of all this stupid shit.
Yeah. It's almost like she refused to participate and everything had to come up to her level.
It's almost like they shot Charlize Theron and Seth MacFarlane when they didn't know that the cameras were rolling.
Wow, you've never fired a gun before.
I have not. I own a gun. I fired a gun at the shooting gallery.
Yeah, but those are quarter loads. These are full loads.
Okay, all right, get ready. I'm about to shoot a full load at your cans.
Shut up
All right,
and focus.
okay.
Look, I believe that Seth MacFarlane would be the greatest public speaker if he came to your college.
Oh, yeah.
If he did your graduation day speech, because I look at this clip right here where he's talking about how bad the West is. The dialogue just flows naturally from him. And he's giving a lecture right there.
Right.
And I think that's where he actually performs at his best. Let's go ahead and take a look at this clip right here.
We live in a terrible place in time. The American West is a disgusting, awful, dirty, dangerous place. Look around you. Everything out here that's not you wants to kill you. Outlaws, angry drunk people, scorned hookers, hungry animals, diseases, major and minor injuries, Indians, the weather. You can get killed just going to the bathroom. See those guys over there? The guys who work in the silver mines? See what they're eating? Ribs doused in hot sauce. They eat hot, spicy foods every meal of the day. You know why? Because their palates are so completely dulled from inhaling poison gas 12 hours a day down in the mines. That's all they can taste. You know what that kind of diet does to your guts? They literally die from their own farts.
Damn, that stump man committed to that shit right there. Look,
He did face plant.
That motherfucker went head first. Look at this shit right here. He must have got paid well. Look at that shit. That didn't look like no stump piece of wood to me there.
No, you're right. And that's the one fart joke I thought worked.
That is the one. You know what? I want to say something about Seth MacFarlane. Seth MacFarlane's quick to talk about people, man. Because even when he puts people in his movie, he will talk about shit that people know. His girlfriend is played by
Amanda Seyfried.
Amanda Seyfried.
Yeah. He took how big her eyes are.
And he didn't hesitate to talk about her eyes. But I want you to look at this fool right here. Now that he's put himself in the spotlight, tell me he don't look like a cross between Ryan Reynolds and a hedgehog.
No. Matter of fact, the whole time, his whole delivery, everything he's doing, especially that speech, is very Ryan Reynolds. It's almost like this part was written for Ryan Reynolds, and he just said, "You know what? I'm gonna do it myself." But then had Ryan Reynolds come in for just a quick cameo.
And Ryan Reynolds looked at the script and said, "Fuck that."
Yeah, exactly.
I'm still trying to get my career going, man.
Right.
I'm about to do this shit. I've had bomb after bomb. You think I'm gonna do this?
I'm sure he was like, Seth, I think you'd be good for this yourself. But that clip, as funny as it is, it's sort of indicative of what's going on with this movie, in that he gives himself all the funny lines.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Like everybody else is just a cartoon character. It's a vulgar Looney Tunes cartoon. And man, you talk about fart jokes. Let me just say, hat full of diarrhea.
Oh yeah.
That's another one where it's like, okay, that's almost funny. Oh, you're doing it again. Goddamn. Here's
the thing, man. I wish that Seth MacFarlane was doing a real Western.
Right.
I wish, because it looks great. Cinematography, he has it down. The sets.
Yeah.
I mean, it has a very rustic feeling to it, and it feels very natural, the Western setting. And the score that he has for it too. Yeah. I mean, he took notes on how to make a Western. Oh, yeah. And I look at it and I was like, you know what? if you take all the dumb shit out of this, which is almost everything,
Right.
it's like you might have an actual decent Western here.
If you took all the dumb shit out, he'd have an episode of Gunsmoke because it'd be just that long.
You'd have a 20-minute show, which is fine.
Yeah. It'd be a you know, it could be. I stretch it to say it could be a 2-part episode of Family Guy.
That's what the movie promises. Actually, the movie says that it's going to be this film that's going to be kind of a riff on how dangerous the West is.
Yeah.
And it ends up just being kind of a run-of-the-mill love story, which, it's not worth a 2-hour film.
No, it's not.
But the other thing that keeps it from actually being a funnier film is that Seth MacFarlane, giving himself center stage, is not letting everybody else who's actually better than him
I know.
actually make a good movie.
I know. Like Sarah Silverman. An accomplished comedian. She's just there to deliver setups. She's
got less than 15 minutes in this movie. Meanwhile, she's got to sit back and look at his dumb ass.
Right.
Just sit up there and act a fool in front of the camera. Even Ribisi, whatever.
Giovanni Ribisi.
Even Giovanni Ribisi should get a little more camera time here than Seth MacFarlane. But, Seth MacFarlane coming in just elbowing everybody out the way. Yup. Look at me.
It's almost like the script was written so that everybody got something funny. He's like, actually, I think my character should say this. And he should say this part too.
Let's make a trade-off here, Seth. How about this? How about when you direct a movie, you don't put yourself in it? How about when you want to be the center of a movie, you get somebody else to direct it? And when I say somebody else to direct it, I mean they get a whip and beat your ass if you don't get off camera. You work for you sign your life to this person.
Right.
That person has the option to choke the fuck out of you if you do not stop when he says cut. And here's my final thing about this movie, man. I can't really get past seeing Seth MacFarlane as that fucking dog.
Brian the dog? Actually, you know what? This is what I'm talking about. Animated, his part could have been played by Brian the whole time, take nothing away, would have been funnier.
This should have been Brian Goes to the West.
Yeah.
Because the whole time I was watching this, I was mad because I want to see Brian do this shit, and I was looking around saying, where the fuck is Stewie?
Uh-huh.
I love those episodes where Brian and Stewie go on adventures together.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, man, you need Stewie here.
He does.
Whether you Seth MacFarlane or Brian, you need fucking Stewie here, man. Every time you walk into a saloon or every time you walk out and confront somebody, Stewie needs to be there making some smart ass fucking comment.
Yeah. I mean, they could have replaced Giovanni Ribisi with Stewie.
I know there's an exception to this rule right here, but I'm gonna stick fast to this. This is why when I make a cartoon character with my voice, it's me. It ain't. When you have a cartoon character, do not give that character your voice. Your voice. Whenever Bill Murray walks into the room, everybody loves Bill Murray. I don't see Bill Murray. I see fucking Garfield. I see that cat coming in with a bottle of liquor and hanging out with everybody. That's what happened.
But there was a point where he screamed, something probably screamed, and I was like, oh, it's Quagmire.
Yeah. Yeah, there were little bits of other voices coming in here and there when he's like a guy with an accent.
Yeah.
Who, when they get mad, the accent comes out, except in his case, his cartoon characters start coming out. It's just some people just don't need to give cartoon characters their voice.
Yeah, it's true.
Or have a cartoon voice. Every time I look at Seth Rogen, I think of a cartoon bear. That's just him naturally in life. But this.
Hey man, even though we didn't enjoy that movie so much, there was somebody sitting next to you who loved this movie.
And I was just about to say that the thing that probably really made this movie for me was not even in the movie. I had this, and I had that extra dimension of 3D going on with this film. The whole time we sat there, Martin, there was an old man. I mean, if you didn't know any better, you think it was an old miner right out the movie.
Like Walter Brennan, somebody from those old John Wayne movies.
This old dude, this must have been his first movie.
He just got out of the mine. He had his burro parked outside with packs and picks and shovels on it.
He had a donkey outside. He finally found that one piece of gold and said, I'm a rich man. And he finally went to somebody and said, what can I get with this? And they said,
the movie's free.
A Seth MacFarlane movie. He came in that movie.
Well, by cracky, that's what I'm going to look at.
This fool sat in there. And people, I'm not exaggerating. This is what I mean by old minor lab. Old dude and everything. This is Seth MacFarlane's biggest fan. Seth, I found your biggest fan. He sat next to me. Everything. Martin in my line. Everything.
No. I can hear him on the other side of you.
Oh yeah, everything in the movie was, and he had gurgling laughs. He's like, you know that laugh that somebody does when at first it's like, and they take a rest. You think they're dumb, but they come back stronger. And we couldn't even get mad at him.
I know, exactly.
We said, man, this man, obviously, he doesn't get much entertainment in life. You know,
he's soft in the movie. It's like it tells us a bunch of bad jokes. You'd be like, "Oh, come on!" It's like, "Yeah, oh, Gummy Joe likes it." I can't get mad.
You like, man, really? If this movie, A Million Ways to Die in the West, is the funniest shit you've seen, then
God bless you.
God bless you, man. Go at it. Have a good time. Obviously, you haven't seen a movie in the last 50 fucking years. This motherfucker escaped from the nut house. This is the first movie he's seen in fucking 50 years.
He walked out singing "Darling Clementine." Oh my darling, oh my darling, oh my darling Clementine.
That motherfucker sat there. I swear, in the middle of laughing, he said, "Jimmy Crack Door, and I don't care." Let McFarlane in. And you know what happened, Martin? Shit, I'm blacking out. I'm like, God damn. Thing is, I looked over at him, Martin, and he looked at me like, and he disappeared. It's like, shit. Did you hear that old man laughing in there? Did it sound like this? Yeah. Oh, man.
That guy, he died like 10 years ago in an accident in the theater. Choked on some popcorn because he was laughing too hard.
You know, this theater was built in the 1880s, right? And there was a huge fire. The only man left in the theater was an old miner. He fell asleep.
And when they pulled his body from the burning, twisted wreck, it looked like this.
It sounded like this. People, I'm gonna give this movie some bullshit. No, I'm not gonna quite give it some bullshit, because I do think that the movie, the laughs that you get in the movie, I mean, they're chuckles. The movie never went past a chuckle for me, but it's humorous when it is actually being clever. All this other childish bullshit in there, that's most of the film. And to me, that's almost a waste of time. But I think there's going to be people out there who are more forgiving of that kind of humor. And that's why I'm going to say that this is a rental, low rental.
Yeah, I'm pretty much right there with you. I mean, you know, for A Million Ways to Die in the West, it's more like A Million Ways to Die on stage in the West. Because it's like watching a comedian who's just not that funny and won't get off. Like usually when you see a bad comedian and they're getting bad results, they kind of cut their act short and leave. And this is one where like, well, I'm scheduled for the 2 hours, so I'm not getting off. And you're just kind of dying. Like you die in a theater waiting for it to get funny again. And it just doesn't happen. But it does have chuckles. You're right. Nothing more than a chuckle. And some surprises here and there, but man, it's a low red boxer. Like you red box everything else that you wanted to see, and then you got nothing else. All right, then this.
You know what? You put it perfectly when you said that this is like a comedian who doesn't know when the fuck to get off stage.
Yeah.
You are bombing, man. Just go.
Yeah, just go.
And he some sense of pride in him. Mm-hmm. Just says, nope, I'm gonna stay right here. I'm going to finish my set.
I'm going to turn it around.
Yeah.
They're going to see.
It never happens. Telling you people, you've been warned. You've been just like you about to be warned, Martin, right now. Uh-oh, Martin. Uh-oh. You know what time it is now.
Oh, it's that time.
It's that time, Martin.
What time is it?
Martin, it's cookie time.
It's cookie time.
Cookie time.
Cookies.
Cookie puss. Got that cookie puss over there, Martin. Hey, Martin.
Yes.
You said that you know a little bit about the Seth MacFarlane.
A little bit.
Okay. Well, let's see how much you know about Seth MacFarlane in this film right here, because there are a lot of interesting things. Now, the movie's kind of bullshit.
I was going to say.
But there's a lot of interest. You know, the trivia I found for this movie was actually more entertaining than the fucking film. And Martin, today, I got you an empty bowl right here.
Uh-huh.
There's no cookies in here yet, but Martin, look what I got. Now, last week you talked about those root beer float cookies. You didn't like that too much.
No, but I'm impressed that you found even cheaper cookies to buy.
Well,
I haven't seen cookies like that since Vacation Bible School.
Man, those are those Vacation Bible School cookies. Look at that. You just be glad I'm bringing that cheap ass punch to go with it too.
Right?
Keep messing with me. I'll get real cheap on your ass. But I tried these, Martin. I did like certain Vacation Bible School cookies. These are banana cream.
Okay.
Banana cream cookie. They got that nice creamy banana center in there.
that nice chemically treated banana flavor.
Man, as much shit as you eat, you finally gonna start complaining about the chemicals in these right here?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, that's all we got.
Okay.
So you're gonna take this shit, and because I bought them.
All right.
I paid all 50 cents for them.
For a case.
For a case. Yeah. Big old Costco's box. 50 cents. That's a bargain. All right, Martin. Now, like I said, this movie has some interesting trivia behind it. Let's go ahead and get into our first piece of trivia right here for you. Now, Martin, in the film, you notice that Charlize Theron, she has very long hair, right?
Yes.
Now, she's going to be in that new Mad Max movie, Fury Road.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, which means that she's going to have short hair in that movie. Not exactly bald, but she's going to have short hair.
Okay.
So she wore a wig in this. However, plenty of females have been bald in movies. They've sacrificed their beautiful locks for cinema.
Okay.
So, Martin, my first question for you right now is, which one of these women does not appear bald in a movie? A, Judi Dench, B, Robin Tunney, C, Demi Moore, D, Natalie Portman, or C, Sigourney Weaver?
Wait, put the list back up again?
Okay, I'll do that for you. A, Judi Dench, B, Robin Tunney, C, Demi Moore, D, Natalie Portman, E, Sigourney Weaver.
Ooh, dang. I'm gonna say Judi Dench.
You're gonna say Judi Dench?
Yeah, because I think I can name them other movies with the also appeared bald in.
That ass in suspense. Yeah, those cookies look kind of good now, right? When you win it, that shit's a little more better, isn't it? Martin,
Correction, I said girls, I meant women.
Okay. Well, she ain't here. Give you one cookie, man.
All right.
There. Look at that. That's your
Oh,
boy.
hey.
Right there.
Look at that.
Let me make sure that this is the right answer. Oh, yes. You are correct. Look at that. I had it written down right there. Judi Dench. No, I don't even know my own answers. Had to write that shit down to make sure. All right, Martin, I have another multiple choice question for you. You did so well with that. Now, like I said, Seth MacFarlane, not too fond of this film, but I do have a lot of respect for the guy, Martin. I think he's a very talented and smart guy, very accomplished. And there are a lot of facts about him that you probably did not know.
I bet I know none of them.
Well, let's see about that, Martin. For example, right here, which one of these is not true of Seth MacFarlane? A, he plays piano. B, was voted smartest guy on television. C, speaks Russian. Or D, was supposed to board one of the 9/11 planes, Martin.
D.
That's your answer?
That's my answer.
God damn it. Martin, you are correct. No, you're wrong. Look at that. You give me that shit again. It's C. He does not speak Russian,
Okay.
Martin.
That was my real answer, but I just thought, well, what the hell?
That's what I don't understand about you. You always come back saying, well, I figured it was that other answer, but you don't ever choose it.
Yeah, I always expect you to like do some kind of double cross or switch.
That's what you get for thinking so hard. Too smart for your own fucking good. That's what's wrong with you. All right, Martin. I have a game here for you. You know we have to play the games here.
Gotta play the game.
Gotta get creative.
You can play the game if you don't know my name.
Ooh, look at you. That means you ready.
Slide.
Oh, Martin's ready for it. Look, he's got a song and everything. Feeling musical about it. That's how confident he is. Martin, what game we're going to play right now then? Since you think you know every goddamn thing, we're going to play the cameo game. In this film.
Oh,
not that kind of cameo. No, Martin. We have another kind of cameo for your ass. Oh. You got one cookie, Martin. Now we're going to play the cameo game to see if you can win more cookies. This cameo game involves, Martin, some of the best cameos in film out there. Now, in this movie here, A Million Ways to Die in the West, there are a couple of cool cameos here, right?
Yeah.
So What I'm going to do here, Martin, I'm going to name a movie.
All right.
And you give me the memorable cameo in that film.
Okay.
It's not as hard as you think it is.
Okay.
All right. Let's go ahead and go with our first movie right here. Martin, our first movie is Zombieland.
Bill Murray.
You sure about that?
Sure.
Look, there he is right there. Yes, Bill Murray. Yes, Martin, you get a... Why you laughing, man?
It's a funny scene.
You get another cookie. Look at that. Wow, we talk a lot about Bill Murray today.
I know.
All right, man. And he actually looks kind of cute there with that long hair. I like that.
They look like Eddie Van Halen.
You know, he looks like. You know what he looks like?
Who?
To me, he looks like fucking Garfield with a wig on. He's got those. Look at he's got those Garfield eyes. I tell you, I can't see him as anything but Garfield now. All right, Martin, are you ready for the next one?
Yeah.
All right, the next one is Tropic Thunder. Tropic Thunder.
Tom Cruise.
You are right, Martin. It is Tom Cruise. Look at him. He's like, yeah, how can you forget this shit right here, Martin? Look at this. All right, Martin, you on a roll. Look at you. You getting these cheap. Hey, like last week, if you notice, I'm actually throwing them in there. I'm throwing them in the bowl now because last week you didn't like the soft batch cookies that I bought. You like look
at hit with a little soft thud.
They say poof, poof. So this week I got cookies that you hear that you can hear hit the plate. Thought about you, Martin. All right, Martin. Let's go to our next movie. Our next movie is Taxi Driver. Taxi Driver.
Martin Scorsese.
Well, that's not the music I want to give you, but you are a winner. So yes, it was. It is Taxi Driver. You are correct, Martin. You get an action-packed cookie right here. I kind of broke your cookie right there.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I knew it playing around.
I'm sorry. Yeah, but you got more crumbs than cookies right now. But it's still edible, man. All right, Martin. I noticed you looking over there at that screen too, seeing if I put that picture up ahead of time.
No,
it ain't gonna work.
I ain't doing that.
Giving you that shit. All right. Here's a little bit of a hard one here. You're gonna have to really think back on this one, Martin.
All right. Okay.
All right. Man in Black 2.
Michael Jackson.
Fuck, man. Let me finish reading the goddamn question. Shit, there. Yeah, here. There's the music. There you go. Yeah, Michael Jackson. There he is. Shit. At least give me a fucking courtesy. Sitting up here talking about you don't want those cookies. You want these, but yeah, you were quick to answer.
I just didn't answer. That's all.
All right. I actually didn't think you would know that one.
Oh, really?
Good for you. Good for you, man. All right. This is, we got two more.
All right.
What's wrong?
Nothing.
Let's roll with it, man. Come on.
I'm rolling.
Test your movie knowledge. I thought you would appreciate the opportunity to show people how much you know.
I appreciate the work you've put into this.
Thank you. You know all these movies so far, man. You look very, very knowledgeable. Come on.
All right.
All right. Here's a hard one.
Okay.
Hot Fuzz. Hot Fuzz.
Ooh, that is hard.
Think about it.
Ooh.
Got that ass with this one.
Gee.
It's not easy.
Yeah.
I almost feel like I should give you a clue, but I don't have one.
Oh, you don't have one?
No. Okay, I'll give it to you. Female.
Oh, fuck me.
I'll give you another clue.
All right.
Never showed her face.
Oh. Then I do not know.
Okay. All right. Oh, I'm sorry, Martin. It is Kate Blanchett.
Oh.
Kate Blanchett did a kind of a popular cameo in that movie. People were talking about her role in that.
Okay. I completely forgot.
Yeah, that one was a little bit of a hard one, Martin.
It also, the fact that I haven't seen Hot Fuzz since the first time I saw it.
In fact, that one was so hard that I was going to give you $50 if you got it. But,
right.
You didn't get it, so
you couldn't spend $2 on a box of cookies, but somehow you're going to cough up $50.
All the savings I make on cookies, I save up in dollars, and I was going to give to you.
You pass on the savings to me.
I was going to pass on the savings to you. That special prize. Mm-hmm. You didn't get it, though. I'm sorry. And that, unfortunately, that was the only one in this game that I was going to offer that prize for. All right, Martin.
Just my luck.
I know. I'm so sorry. There'll be other times. All right, Martin. This is our last one right here. Mm-hmm. And this one, This one might not have been part of your generation. You might have been a little bit too old for this.
Okay.
But let's try it anyway.
Okay.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Part 2.
Oh man, I never even saw that movie.
You don't have to. It's a very popular cameo in that movie.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Vanilla Ice.
Fuck you.
Wow.
You just guessed at that? We just pulled that out your ass? You still got it? Yes. Fuck you. Yes, it's Vanilla Ice.
Okay.
And also, I would have gave you bonus points for recognizing a young Bertie Mac in that too. All right, Mark. Look at that, man. See, sometimes you take guesses and you get it right.
I know.
You should go more with your instincts.
I need to use the force more often.
You do. Use your feelings or whatever fucking Ben Kenobi says. All right. I don't know if I gave you a cookie already, but since all these are crumbled, I'll give you another one. There, so you can hear it. There.
All right. I want a bowl of crumbs.
Hey, I can go in there and get some milk. You can make some mush with it.
Right.
Eat that shit like oatmeal or something. But all right, Martin. You are somewhat of a winner. You won something here.
Yeah.
People, I want to let you know right now that you can get a hold of us you can get a hold of me at kcoolman. It's KCOOLMANZ @gmail.com. You can reach me on Twitter at kcoolman, and I'm on Facebook. Just type in my name, Korey Coleman pops up. Yeah, that's how popular I am now. Martin.
And when I go to Twitter, you find me at Martin_nofro. But otherwise, look on Facebook. Look for my name, Martin Thomas. Check out to some of our groups, the Refugees of Spill or Children of the Toast.
Children of the Toast. I like that.
You guys like that, right?
I do. You know, the thing is, I can't figure out which cookies are yours and which one are mine. They're really not that bad, man.
No, I know. It's sugar. It's sugar and salt.
So are you not?
Butter.
Are you not eating sugar right now? Are you not eating cookies?
I've cut way back on that. I mean, it's impossible to never eat cookies, but
no.
But sometimes you just get like just a tiny more, just a little bit to remind you.
I know. See, if I bought on that gourmet shit, Tips Treats, you would have been all over that, right?
True. Something like that, I couldn't resist.
Can't afford that every week, man. All right, come on now.
I don't expect you to.
Yeah. Come on now. You're spoiled. You're a spoiled brat, is what you are.
Wow, you look amazing.
I really love that the most alluring fashion today is to simulate a fat ass.
If I was a black guy, this is the meanest trick you could